And let's look at the graph. So graph's same. Power is essentially the same. Torque went up a little bit, but power and torque are pretty much the same because we really didn't change a lot other than our fueling. So let's look at our fueling, make sure that that's consistent. So we'll jump in here to our 0 degree high cam, so 0 degree table. And we do see we have a little bit of touch-up work here. It looks like it needs just a tiny bit more fuel. And I've seen this before where I've edited the table, and every time I drive through it, it looks like it might need just a touch more fuel. So that's why I was over-editing certain sections. If you're paying attention, as I was making the full throttle changes just a couple minutes ago, I was over-editing and actually giving a little bit more fuel in the anticipation this is probably what I was going to find, because this is kind of normal behavior. So we'll do these at 3. We'll do this at 2 here. And we'll do this at 1. Nothing complicated with this, just following along kind of what's showing us and just filling in the blanks as we go here. Okay, so we've made our fueling changes. Let's take a look here. Now we did get some knock count, so we're finding that it is still generating knock count. Let's see exactly where it happened at and see where we need to touch up our knock sensitivity table. So if we go up here into our graph, we're finding here that down low we had no knock count being generated. So what we see here is we have a lot of activity coming out of the knock sensor. We have a lot of that noise, but we're finding that the knock threshold line is just slightly above where we're having our noise of our knock sensor at. So we found that that change of about 20% was good. We want to hover here about a 10 or 20% margin over where we see the normal knock sensor activity when we don't have knock. Now, obviously, I don't have a set of knock headphones on this to be able to listen for knock, but I'm confident based on tuning a lot of K-series that this is, again, noise from this aftermarket internals, stiffer engine mounts. It's picking all of that up, and we're finding that we are establishing this new red line. So what we're finding here is that we do need to raise a little bit higher on the threshold on the top end here. So 82, so I'm probably here about 7,000 to about, well, probably red line 8,600, wherever the threshold table ends at. We're gonna have to raise our values up probably about another 10 to 20%. I'll probably do another 10% just to kind of see where we're at. And right here, right around 6,100, we could actually probably lower the sensitivity table down, because we see we're pretty high above the values right here. We want this line to kind of hover right above it. We want it to be just not sitting on top of it. Obviously, we don't want it tripping and giving us knock count when there is an actual knock going on. But we want to have a little bit of kind of a margin there. So let's go to 6,100 here. Let's find ourselves in the sensitivity table, and let's go update that. So let's go back in here to the sensitivity table, and that puts us right about here. So I could raise this up, actually lower this down. I don't want to raise it up here. So we're right about 6 to maybe 65. We could lower this down just a touch. So go here from roughly 6 to 6,500. So right about in here. And I'll do Control J, and I'll lower this down about 5%. So we're just going to move the values kind of smaller increments here. Now on the top end above, let's take a look here where we're starting to pick up that knock count and seeing it register right around 7,000. So from roughly 7 up to about 85. In this range, we're going to go ahead and raise that threshold up a little bit. So that's where we're going to raise it about 10%. So I'm going to go here from roughly 6,900 and above, and I'll do Control J and just do 10% increment. This should be enough to get rid of, again, that knock count being generated. Let's go see what's going to happen with our changes right here. So we're save that, and we're going to go ahead and upload this. And let's go back in here, connect again, throw my headphones on, do the same process again. So once we have 0 knock count, we've tuned our knock threshold tables so that everything's good, then we'll bump our timing in, and then we should be good to get up another 8 to 10 degrees of timing. We should definitely wake up the engine. The power is low primarily because the spark timing is low. But again, we're doing this as a process to work this threshold table out. Okay, let's fire it off. All right, while it's sitting here and the wideband's warming up, let's go in here and just save this run again. So we'll save this, we'll say yes, and this is gonna be pool 2. Thanks for checking out our teaser clip. If you want to see the rest of this video and more than 500 hours of current EFI training we have to offer, make sure you click right here. If you want to go and check out more teaser clips from this training course, click here, and you don't want to miss any of the videos we're going to be releasing on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and click here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.